strict. Nobody can escape it. So one has to take care that should not indulge in materialistic activities, only spiritual activities.
I actually may be wrong, Mataji, but I think we did it up to 38 slokas. We also did 35th sloka by saying that discharging your own prescribed duty is any day better than doing someone else's duties. That is verse 35. So we have done up to 38, 23 to 38.
38.
Okay, so today we'll see some more about Karma Yoga. I think hopefully we can finish Karma Yoga today. So we finished 29. Now we have to start 30. Am I right?
I think Prakash Prabhuji is telling perhaps we covered up to 35. But,
25?
Yeah, we discussed that then there was after this Bharat Maharaj, there was a breakout room, and we discussed that ISKCON devotee falling accidentally down from a spiritual path.
The last we discussed was, as I said, discharging your own duties instead of someone else's duties, and Vishwamitra being Kshatriya and Parshuram being Brahman, they exchange their duties. Then we discussed about Haridas Thakur and then love and lust and.
This we had a breakout room now.
Yeah.
Accident on the Royal Coast. So we finished that. And so we came up to Vishwamitra Parshuram, yes.
We came up to 38.
37.
We finished to 38.
Yeah.
So
we finished until this slide, Mataji.
Did we finish this analogy, right?
Yeah.
And we had these discussions?
Yeah.
No.
The previous
This
one.
we have to do
So we start
Previous
from
one.
39. Yes.
38 actually.
38 from
38,
Mataji,
okay.
not
Previous
39.
one, yeah, previous.
Okay.
Previous slide.
Okay.
Analogy of tamarind in milk.
Now that we discussed, right? Yes. Analogy of tamarind milk. Okay. Oh, so we are starting the session with a breakout room session. So this we didn't discuss now. This is an important sloka to be discussed. 38, verse 38. So the different analogies of how lust is covered is given, different degrees of lust. So I need you to discuss and find out. There are two aspects of this purport, actually, two ways of comparing this. These three images. You can see the fire by smoke, and mirror by dust, and embryo within the womb. So the three different entities are compared to the lust being covered is compared to them. And also there is also another comparison. I want to find out what in the purport Srila Prabhupada meant which living entity represents what, and what is the other way of thinking about the different degrees of lust covering the living entities. Okay, just a quick breakout room, might be just to freshen up the session for 5 minutes. You need to find out the two different aspects of the purport and also discuss on the purport. Okay, you got the question now. Just to discuss how the degree of lust is covering different and living entities, and might be some examples. You can cite some examples to refer to each one of these from any Shastra if you can. Hare Krishna, Kumar Prabhu and Neba Mataji. You can go to the breakout room. Not able to go. Neba Mataji, Hare Krishna. It's Neba. We go to the breakout room. Oh, maybe that is Shubham Prabhu. Hare Krishna, are all back now? Yes. Yeah, all are back. Yes, Hare Krishna. So from room number, we'll start from 4. Deval Mataji, Prakash Parekh Prabhu, Nima, Sudha, Supriya Mataji. Who's ready?
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
We looked at the issue. Actually, there are 3 areas that the purport is talking about. Having embryo covered by membranes and having the dust covering on the mirror, and the third one of smoke covering the fire. The situation of conditioned soul is like embryo. It cannot even move inside easily, and it's very painful condition all the time. Similarly, the situation of the conditioned soul with the Maya and all the sinful reactions, contamination is like the dust on the mirror. And the conditioned soul is also so badly covered with Maya that it's like a smoke covering the fire. So one has to initiate the Krishna consciousness and find a way to come out of the embryo or remove the dust completely by removing all the sinful reactions that are present in our heart and contamination, and ultimately divert the smoke in such a way that fire gets a breathing and blazes up very fast. And that's the action that we get through the Krishna consciousness and devotional service.
Yes. Okay, so that's one way of explaining that.
If any other Mataji wants to add anything.
Yes. Okay, so let's give chance to the next room. Room number 3, Kadambari Mataji, Kishore Kumar Prabhu, Neeraj Madan, and Dinesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
In fact, the smoke, dust, and the womb, they are basically 3 levels of lust. They are compared to 3 levels of lust. And the lust in the form of smoke over fire is comparable to human consciousness, because that can be easily removed. The dust over smoke over fire, and then the second is dust over the mirror. It is like can be easily cleaned by Krishna consciousness, and it is comparable to animals and beasts. Thirdly, the embryo and the womb is comparable to very difficult to attain the knowledge of Krishna consciousness, because they are just like trees, as still as trees. They can't be trained. The knowledge can't be imparted to them. And it is, as Prakash Prabhu said, it is a very tough or difficult condition and painful condition as well. So 2 comparisons are with the humans, animals and birds and trees, and also the method by which these lusts can be overcome or controlled. And that is spiritual. First is by simply beginning the Krishna consciousness, second is by spiritual methods, and third stage of lust cannot be removed even with the knowledge. I think these are 2 things which we discussed, Mataji, in our room.
Yeah, very nice. So room number 1, Anita Mataji, Arvind Gyani Prabhu, Priyadarshini Mataji, Sridevi Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Actually, we have discussed, that Prabhuji has discussed already. We have discussed that it is the minute level, primeval level. So there is no choice for them, no independence like that. There is no freedom to movement. The same way the trees doesn't have any choice to elevate to Krishna consciousness. And the second level is some bit higher level is smoke in the fire is the higher level.
The dust covered by the mirror covered by dust.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, mirror covered by dust, and the highest level is as Krishna consciousness. Fire can be means that is compared to smoke in the fire is compared to human being, which he can be directly elevated to SPOG by the practice of Krishna consciousness. So that is the highest level. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. So you understood there are like the different levels. And also it is like even human beings also in these different levels, right? When humans, if you take, they say Cheto Darpanam Arjanam, that the Shishtashtagam, that the even human consciousness can be in these different grades. Can someone explain that? Who's like, we have different conscious level, right? Annamaya, Pranamaya, Jeevamaya, or Jnanamaya, Vijnanamaya, and Anandamaya. So based on that, can you say like where are we, or where is a Krishna conscious person, and where is somebody like a non-devotee, where is someone who doesn't have a concept of soul, the consciousness, based on consciousness? Yes, as you said.
In Anandamaya.
Yes, Mataji.
Anandamaya Kosha. I mean, the highly exalted Krishna conscious devotee is in the Anandamaya Kosha.
Anandamaya, very good. Yes. So that means which one of these three might be for a Krishna conscious person?
Fire covered by smoke, Mataji.
Okay, because the fire can be kindled. Okay, when you just think. But when Cheto Darpana Marjana means what?
Clearing the mirror, the dust from the mirror.
Yeah. So almost like, because it's very easy to clean the dust from the mirror. And that's what is happening during the Krishna conscious process.
Mataji, but here it is, excuse me, Mataji.
Yes.
Here the mirror covered by dust is compared to the beasts and the birds.
Beasts and, yeah, I'm telling you. After that, the Prabhupada also mentions, even in the living human beings itself, we can be based on the different consciousness. These three levels of lust has covered. Like one is, yes, based on the different living entities. Okay, birds and beasts and trees and all that. And another classification can be done with human beings based on the consciousness level. You got it, Mataji? Two types of classification can be given here.
Yeah.
Based on the consciousness level, again, we can give.
But why, Mataji, birds and beasts are included under the mirror covered by dust? Because
yeah, so for them, birds and beasts, you can see when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going through Dandakaranya forest, he made even the birds and beasts to dance in Harinam.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It seems that even a dog can get delivered easily, but then someone should go to the mirror and clean the mirror, no? And it can't get purified on its own. I mean, it cannot get cleaned on its own. So similarly, for an animal, if an animal comes as a pet in a devotee family, someone has to feed Krishna Prasad, or he start hearing Harinam, right? Many of the Harinam Sankirtan, you can see Nagara Sankirtan, dogs follow them. So there's a story also in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Shivananda Sena started feeding a dog Krishna Prasad. And one day the dog was missing. He was following Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was eating some prasad and throwing to the dog. And finally the dog got delivered. Even when he was a small son, like a small baby like Nimai, was playing with a puppy, and the puppy got delivered. So it's very easy for actually the birds and beasts to get delivered. Yeah, when they hear the Harinam, they can definitely come to human form of life after that. So here it is said,
some exceptions, Mataji. Some exceptions, probably like they say swan is also quite elevated, no, Mataji?
Yeah, swan is elevated, cow is elevated. So definitely. So yes, it's like a swan can differentiate milk from water. No, it's a Paramahamsa stage. And they always travel in crystal clear water. So it's in Sattagud actually. Even a cow is holy, considered holy, right? The next birth of the cow is human actually, they said.
Yes.
So, yes, okay. So this is lust is the greatest enemy which we have, and then we need to kindle it by Krishna conscious activities. No way. We can be lusty in Krishna consciousness. How can someone be lusty in Krishna consciousness?
Out of greed.
Greed for what?
Greed for Krishna's prem,
mercy.
Yeah, Krishna mercy or Krishna service.
Yeah.
Greed for Krishna service. Latra Laulyam, very nice. Yeah, Rupa Goswami says, Tatra Laulyam Abhimulya Kevalam Kodi Janma Sudhana Labhyate. It's not possible to get that greed for Krishna consciousness. We should be greedy to do service also. Like, Prabhupada's disciples were like that, Tamal Krishna Maharaj. When one service is over, immediately he'll ask Prabhupada, what is my next service? What is my next service? And they used to like fight for service, literally. But nowadays, when service come, you just hide behind. No, we should take it, because when we chant Hare Krishna, what are we doing? Asking for service. We get a lot of mercy by doing service. So we'll start with 39 today. Avrittam jnanametena jnanino nitya vairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha. Thus, the wise living entity's pure consciousness becomes covered by his eternal enemy. That's a form of lust. which is never satisfied and burns like fire. Why is lust called the eternal enemy? Eternal. That's a nice
It
word
is
to
because
use.
of lust we came here.
Yeah, that's the reason why it's called eternal enemy. It's because of lust we came here, right? We did some mistake. Why we had some minute independence, and we were lusty in the sense we wanted to enjoy without Krishna. We wanted to be independent and so-called independent and all that. So we were lusty to be independent or greedy to be like that. So Krishna arranged this material world in such a way that yes, go. So Prabhupada was mentioning that, see, criminals actually forced the government to make the prison house. Otherwise, there's no need of a jail. Just imagine the whole country is following the rules and regulations. There is no crime, no theft, nothing. Everybody is happily living. There is no jail or a prison house needed. But the criminals forced the government to make the prison house, right? And once someone asked Prabhupada, that Prabhupada, we are not completely connected with Krishna, right? And Prabhupada's like, we are connected. Who's maintaining you? Who's taking care of everything? We forgot the connection. Like you can see the prison house, the people in the prison or the jail. So they are not directly connected to the government, but government maintains them, right? Government is the one who actually supplies them many things what they need, and also even pay for the police in the jail and everything. So Krishna maintains you, but you are not aware of it. Right, you are aware or not, but it's Krishna. So similarly, if you are aware or not, the government is actually supplying us. So we forced Krishna to create this material world so that we can come and enjoy. But then there's no enjoyment, we start suffering, then we realize. And so lust is the eternal enemy. From there itself, the lust started, right? So somebody asked me the question. So lust was in Krishna also. What do you think? Krishna was also lusty?
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji.
No? Whatever we see in this material world, everything came from Krishna. That's absolute there. He was lusty.
Transcendental.
Transcendental lust. Good.
Yes.
That's a transcendental. When Krishna gets anger, it's called transcendental anger. That's Man Leela. Man. Yeah. So what was Krishna lusty of?
But Mataji, lust you said is material.
He was
lust
lusty
you said is material, and love is spiritual.
Love is spiritual. But then when you say the transcendental lust, when you say the transcendental, yes, our love and service. So Atmendriya Triptivanja Tarana Kam, Krishnendriya Triptivanja Taribali Prem. So yes, there it's love. There is no lust actually there. But then for pastime purpose, Krishna acted lusty, right?
Yes.
Just for butter, might be greedy for butter, and just for pastime, that's nothing else. Whatever he does is pastime, transcendental activities. What we do is time pass, it is said. Okay, that's about lust. So what is the statement? Fire is never extinguished by constant supply of fuel. Similarly, what is the analogy Prabhupada say? Gives.
Similarly, lust is also ever increasing. It is because supply of desires continues, so lust keeps on developing like fire.
Yes, so it keeps on increasing.
Lust cannot be satisfied, my Mataji, by any kind of sense enjoyment.
Yeah, it cannot be satisfied. Yeah, whatever we do, it cannot be satisfied. We never get satisfied with that. So you can see in the 39th sloka, the second line, it is said, just as fire is never extinguished by the constant supply of fuel, similarly, the lust cannot be satisfied by any amount of sense enjoyment. How much ever you enjoy, you become more lusty, right? So that's the thing. So did I share the story? There was a poor man and a rich man neighbors. Did I tell that? I really forget which batch I told what.
No, Mataji.
No, Mataji. So they were like neighbors. Okay, one was very rich, the other one was very poor. So the rich person used to every day see that the poor family was enjoying. Daily, they were like feeling so happy. The husband, wife, children, they get together, and whatever small dinner they have, might be some few chapatis, dry ones, they just share and everything. The rich man was never happy. He had to take sleeping pills to sleep. He was not at all happy. How much ever money he had, he was not happy. But then the poor house, they didn't even have anything for tomorrow. They don't have. He was having just not much work. I mean, not job, everything. So, but still they were very happy. So one sadhu said, the real cause for their happiness is that they were really peaceful at mind and they're not lusty of anything. But if you want to see what makes them lusty, tomorrow what you do, put 9 gold coins around his house and see the tamasha, see what happens. So the night, that rich man went and put some 9 gold coins around the poor man's house. So next day morning, when the poor man woke up, he saw 9. He started getting one gold coins from his courtyard. He was happy, but he started being lusty. He got 1, he got 2, 3, 4, and then he got 9. After getting 9, he was like not at all satisfied. Before he didn't even have 1, but when he got 9, he was not happy. So what he did, he started searching everywhere, but he didn't get the 10th one. Purposely, the rich man put only 9 to see what happens. So then, now what is his next goal? To make it 10 gold coins. So he started working hard to make the 10th gold coin. So he worked a double job and 2 jobs back to back, and so much he was struggling. From that day, he didn't have sleep. The whole happiness in the family was destroyed. He was getting angry on his wives. That frustration was on him that he wanted to make it 10 gold coins. So somehow he got a nice job and he made the 10th gold coin, and he was happily coming home. Oh, I made 10 gold coins, and he was happy. The moment he reached home and he opened the locker and saw 2 gold coins were taken by his wife and daughter to go for shopping. So again, it became how much? 8. 2 was already gone. 9 minus 2, 7. And then 1 more, he added 8. Now again, he has to work for 2 gold coins to make it 10. Gone case, right? Again, he had to work hard. This is what lust is. No, initially he didn't even have 1 gold coin, and now he was not satisfied with whatever he got. Instead, he was wanting for more and more and more. So what's the moral of the story which we can learn from here is, lust, can capture anyone at any time. Only thing is, we should be satisfied with whatever we have and stop comparing ourselves with others. And that's also there. We be happy with whatever we have. This based on our karma, destiny, Krishna is providing. Just take it as it comes. But then being lusty for material things, that it's like you go on adding fuel to the fire, it will start burning more and more, right? You should put water instead, right? But then if you put fuel or ghee, it keeps on glowing. So lust cannot be stopped at all. Only thing is, it has to be diverted to Krishna consciousness. You should be greedy to become a nice devotee. You should be greedy to chant more rounds, quality rounds, 16 rounds qualitatively, greedy to read Prabhupada's book, greedy to advance in Krishna consciousness and for devotee association, right? Then that's the real success. That is the real way of controlling our mind. So now her body is compared to the chariot. Indriyani manobuddhir asya tishthanam uchyate evirvimohyate esha jnanam avrityate hinam. The senses, the mind, the intelligence are the sitting place of lust. Through them, lust covers the real knowledge of the living entity and bewilders him. So the senses, yeah, we know, because it just goes behind all sense gratification. So senses are the place of lust. The mind, definitely, automatically, when the senses go, the mind also goes. Intelligence, yes. So when you have material intelligence, you become more lusty. But then if it's spiritual intelligence, real knowledge means what? Paravidya, aparavidya, right? The real knowledge means knowledge about self or about the absolute truth, Krishna. And then if you have the real knowledge, otherwise the lust covers the real knowledge. Mayaya apukrita jnana, right? Prabhupada mentions the 4 kind of people who doesn't surrender to Krishna. Who are they? It comes in 7th chapter, right?
7.15. 7.15, Mataji.
7.15. What is it, Pro? What are the 4 kinds of people?
Muda, Naratama,
Muda, Naradama,
Asurim,
Asurim,
covered by
Maya Apahita Jnana.
Yeah. So Namam Dushkidaram Mudha Pravatyante Naradama Mayaya Pradatyanam Asuram Bhavamashritam. Now you're all Bhakti Shastri students. I expect all of you to learn slokas and should be in your fingertips. That's how you start learning. So whichever sloka you think it's important, just write it down and start learning so that you can quote it wherever needed from the Shastra. So Mudas, yes, fools. Then Naradhamas, fools like asses, like they work so hard just for a few grass and all that. And what about Naradhamas? Lowest of mankind. And Maya Bharatඥanam, their Prabhupada comments on scientists and all. They have knowledge, but the Maya have taken away their knowledge, the real knowledge. right? So our real knowledge, sometimes lust covers our real knowledge. And Bhagavatam says, Yasyatma buddhi kunate tridatuke swati kalatradish bhavma ijyati yatirtha buddhi salalena karhijit janesha vignesha sa eva ghokara. A human being who identifies this body made up of 3 elements with his self, who consider the byproducts of the body to be his kinsmen, who consider the land of birth worshipable, and who goes to the place of pilgrimage simply to take a bath rather than meet men of transcendental knowledge, is to be considered like an ass or a cow. Gokara. Go means cow, also like an ass. So means what? If somebody thinks that, oh, I'm made up of this body and the, the 3, what is the 3 elements the body is made up of? Yes.
Subtle body, gross body, and
yeah, body in the sense here it mentions the three elements, which is the subtle body, the gross body, and the soul. But actually, it is made up of the Pancha Bhutas, right?
Earth, water, fire, air, ether.
24 elements, Mataji.
The 24 elements, yeah, the Mahat Tattva, the 24 elements. And here, even the byproducts of body, we consider my daughter, my son, and my wife, and all that, and also land of birth worshipable. That's why terrorism is happening nowadays because of that. Now, my country, your country. So, Prabhu's like, once you fight like that, you're thinking about the other opposite country and dying, giving your life as a sacrifice. What will happen is next Janma. What will happen next Janma? If somebody thinks about the opposite country and die,
will take birth in that country.
They'll be born there.
Born there. So, are you sure they'll be in human form there?
Not
No.
really.
Not necessary.
Not
necessary. They might be animals, yeah, because they are in Tamo.
lower species.
Yeah, so definitely. So that's what they will be in a lower species. So what is the use? Prabhupada's like, what is the use? You're giving your life for your country. You're telling, this is my country, I'm born. Some people are like that. This is my country, that's your country, and all that. Everything belongs to Krishna. Ishavasantam Sarvam. Everything is Krishna's world. And now, how can you say my country, this country here? When did this border and all come? So you're thinking about the opposite country and you die. You think you have given your life for the country. What will happen? You will be born in the next country, the opposite country, your enemy country. There you'll be born. And Prabhupada says it may not be in human form. May not be, because you are in Tamoguda. You're almost in Tamoguda. You're killing your own brothers, because Krishna is their father also. Ham bija pradapita, right? And then you're thinking about that country and dying. Might be, some houses. Did you see? Like big house, and the owners won't be staying there. They'll be just traveling here and there, might be abroad. And you can see some street dogs loitering around in that house. Now, most of the house, sometimes we see that dogs or some kind of an animal around that house. And that animal takes care of the house or guards the house. They're not growing that animal. It's not a pet animal. It's just a street dog somewhere. So that means that soul of that dog might be your ancestor, someone who's so attached to the property. Somehow like that, no, own brothers, they fight for properties, they go to the court and they fight, but we don't take anything when we go back, right? And then before we were born, the property is here. After we go also, the property is still here. Everything is Krishna's, and whatever is your destiny will come to you. And we can't fight and take things. If you fight and take things, it will go in some other way. Yeah, you're not supposed destined to enjoy it, right? So then what happened? Like how Bali Maharaj thought everything is his. All the three. Bali Maharaj is a nice devotee, but then what happened? Little bit he was proud of that, thinking that, oh, Vamana Devi, you ask whatever you want. And when Vamana Devi asked 3 feet of land, what did Bali Maharaj say? Before he said, yes, I will give it. Before that, he made a statement. It showed how proud he was.
Why you were asking?
Only that's all.
Why I asking just 3 feet? Then
Can you accept
I'll give you the whole.
Yeah, I can give you the whole thing.
Whole world. Yeah, universe.
Give you much more than this, he said.
Yeah, he said that once you take charity from me, you should not go to any other person to ask for charity. That means you should ask everything from me itself. He was so proud that everything belongs to him. He's like, take whatever you want. You should not go to another person for charity. In the sense, you should be satisfied with whatever you take from me. So ask whatever you want. Then Krishna thought, oh, my devotees can never be proud. If the devotees are proud, then Krishna will just give a slap. Krishna doesn't like devotees being proud, right? So what happened? And the third step, when that time Bali Maharaj really thought, oh, I didn't give myself to Krishna. I didn't surrender. That's why Atma Nivedan, he did not complete surrender. And how many of you think that Vamanadev did not the right thing by pushing Bali Maharaj to Sutalalo? Some people say, why did he push to Sutalalo? Bali Maharaj was so nice. But was it good or bad for Bali Maharaj? What was Vamanadev's intent?
It was good, Mataji.
Why it's good?
Now Lord became like
Lord became a gatekeeper there.
Yeah.
Very nice. Then
and Bali Maharaj, it's like
He
more
has become
exalted position.
And he's always remembered.
He
Mataji.
offered more.
Oh.
yeah,
Self-realization, Mataji.
self-realization, and he got nice association with Krishna. Daily you can see he's a gatekeeper, means daily he's associating with the Lord. And Bali Maharaj gave all material things to Krishna. His body was also material, and Krishna gave himself to him. Right? That's all. So even everything was taken from Bali Maharaj, but Krishna sold himself to the pure devotee. That's what will happen. But if you think your birthplace is worshipable, if you think that just going to pilgrimage places like Vrindavan, Mayapur, just take a bath in Yamuna or and the Ganga and then come back. No, you need to meet a sadhu there and hear transcendental knowledge, take transcendental knowledge from them. Otherwise, we are just like animals. Tasmatvam indriyanya do niyamya bharatarshapa papmanam prajahi enam jnana vijnana nashanam. Therefore, O Arjuna, best of Bharatas, the very beginning curb this great symbol of sin, lust, by regulating the senses, and slay this destroyer of knowledge and self-realization. So lust is the one who makes us take away from Krishna consciousness, right? When you become lusty of material things, then our spiritual lives start going down. So we should be trying, Krishna says here, control the lust in the very beginning, regulate the senses, and by real knowledge and self-realization, we can do it. You can see how kids are getting trained in Krishna consciousness. In the very beginning, Kaumara Acharatratyan Dharman Bhagavadaniha Durlabam Manushan Janmam Tadabi Adruvam Asagam. Right? Prahlad Maharaj says from very beginning start doing Krishna consciousness. Why? Durlabam Manusha Janma. It's very rare to get a human form of life. So lust is the only perverted reflection of love of God, which is natural for every living entity. But if one is educated in Krishna consciousness from very beginning, that natural love of God cannot deteriorate into lust. So from any stage of life or from the time of understanding its urgency, one can begin regulating the senses in Krishna consciousness, that is devotional service of the Lord, and turn this lust into love of God, the highest perfectional stage of human life. So no matter wherever we start, might be because of karma, we didn't come to Krishna consciousness before, but that's okay. Wherever we started, no, at least we started. There are many around you who didn't start even now. So you started. I mean, sometimes we are like, oh, why in this janma I could not complete? No, we have many janmas coming, but at least one janma we started. No, so now we are assured that we are into the process of liberation. Then Krishna will take care based on that, right? Only Krishna knows. We can't. This we already discussed, right? Kama, prema, lust, and love, the difference. So Atmendriya priti vancha taravali kam, Krishnendriya priti icha thare prema nam. The desire to gratify one's own senses, calm or lust. The desire to please the senses of Lord is prema or love. So we know this example, right? One, if you satisfy your own sense, it becomes lust, and you please. So any example from Shastras, someone satisfying their own sense and someone satisfying Krishna's sense. Who was doing lust? Who was in prema? You can say from a same family. In a same family, somebody was...
Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad Maharaj.
Very nice. Hiranyakashipu was in Kama and Prahlad was in Prema. Anyone else? Any brothers? You can think of?
Ravana and Vibhishana.
Very good. Ravana and Vibhishana. So Ravana was in Kama and Vibhishana was doing Prema. Yes. What else?
Vali and Sugriva.
Vali and Sugriva. He captured his wife. Yes. What about Dhruva Maharaj's mothers, in the sense real mother and the stepmother? Stepmother was doing sense gratification. She was in Kama, but Suniti was in Prema stage. She is the one who told Dhruva Maharaj, go to the forest. Right? Yes, Kauravas and Pandavas. Kauravas and Pandavas. Kauravas were acting for their sense gratification. They want the Hastinapur kingdom. But then Pandavas, they were doing for Krishna. Yes.
Hiranyakashipu Mataji and
yeah, that already discussed, no? Hiranyakashipu and Prahlad. Hiranyakashipu was in Kama, when Hiranyaksha was in Kama, so both of them, and then Prahlad was in Prema stage. Yes.
Okay. Can we tell Vidura and Dhritarashtra?
Vidura and Dhritarashtra, very nice example. Yes, Vidura was a pure devotee who was in Prema stage, and Dhritarashtra was in Kama stage. And I was reading Bhagavatam. You know what happened to Dhritarashtra after that? After the battle happened and all the 100 sons died, what happened to Dhritarashtra? Vidura came, right?
Vidura came and
After that, what happened? Did he get moksha?
He burned himself. Yeah. He burned himself.
He burned himself, yes, and his body was turned to ash. And along with him, who else got burned?
Gandhari.
And
Kunti also, Maharaj.
Forest fire.
And then what happened to Dhritarashtra and Gandhari after that? They went to heavenly planets. It is given they went to heavenly planets, both of them together. So that means what? They can take rebirth, no? Heavenly planets, they didn't get moksha. It is said that. Indriyani paranyahur indriyeva paramanaha manasastu para buddhir yobuddhe parasastu dasha. Mind. So you can see the body, then the senses are superior to the matter. Then the mind is higher than the senses. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. Soul is even higher than intelligence. So these are the different steps you can see. So body, senses, mind, intelligence, and soul. So by doing Krishna consciousness, we are making the soul stronger. Once the soul is strong, then everything automatically follows, right? Prabhupada was mentioning Jnana Vairagya Yuktena. Bhakti means Jnana and Vairagya. So when you do devotional service, Jnana will come, intelligence will come, and slowly Vairagya will come, the senses gets controlled. The working senses are superior to dull matter, mind is higher than senses, intelligence is still higher, and the soul is even higher. Right? So once you get the higher taste, param drishta nivartande, the higher taste in Krishna consciousness, then everything else is controlled. So if therefore the soul is directly engaged with the Supreme, naturally all the subordinates, intelligence, mind, senses will be automatically engaged. So what we have to engage our soul in Krishna consciousness. That means everything, samay, mana, Krishna, pada, ravindya. Then mind, your senses, everything. Right? Like morning you have to chant your rounds. What are you doing? You're hearing the Harinam. I could see only Kumar Prabhu, Dinesh Prabhu, Prakash Parekh in the Japa session. What about others? Maybe you're coming and not owning your video.
No, I too also attend, Madam.
Yes, Prabhu?
I too also attend.
You were there, I know. I know Kishore Prabhu, Dinesh Prabhu, and Prakash Parekh Prabhu I have seen. What about others? You're not attending? Okay, some are like Arvind Prabhu is abroad, fine. But what about others? Please try to come. You know, there's a lot of positivity coming when you stand with an association of devotees. And Prabhu said compulsory for Bhakti Shastri students. So please come, try to finish your rounds before 7 a.m., 7:30 a.m. That's the best round you can do. What about others? Dinesh Prabhu, Prakash Parekh Prabhu, and Kishore Prabhu. Do you feel it very nice to chant?
It is very nice indeed.
Chanting I consider as addictive. If you do it once, twice, and thrice, then you fall in love and enjoy so much that you would like to do every day. And then second thing is chanting is such a nice thing that it leaves something behind. If you don't do it on one day, you feel that you have not done something very important in life.
Yeah.
And
Mataji, is very refreshing.
Now the problem is after 16 rounds, I always feel that I would like to do few more. And then I end up doing 21, 22, 23.
Very well. That's so nice. It seems the real japa starts after 16.
Mataji, I also do 21 rounds, minimum 21.
Very nice.
It's about 7:20 or 7:30, starting from with a short break of short Bhagavad class.
Yeah, the Bhagavad class.
Yes.
And Kumar Prabhu, how do you feel owning the video and sitting for japa? That encourages you, no?
It is motivating. Yes, Mataji, it is encouraging. And then special feelings what I felt is that some sensation I get in the full body. I enjoy that thrilling. I don't know, some sensation, full body I enjoy while chanting. And that full body I get some enjoyment. Full body I get some sensation. and I enjoy in the tune of that
That's
chanting.
nice. Good. Yeah, that's so nice. Why we say to on your videos, because you're all Bhakti Shastri students, we are chanting 16 rounds. It's for the neophytes, for new devotee who's just doing 1 round, 2 rounds, 4 rounds and struggling to chant to get the taste. When they see you chanting, they'll be doing radar japa. What is radar japa? Does you know what is radar japa? Radar japa is like just going like this, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram. Oh, what is that person doing? Oh, did he on the video? Did he on the video? No, then what you should do is start closing our eyes and concentrate on the japa. That's the real japa. But initially it will be difficult, but radar japa is like just going on, seeing everyone, oh, what is people doing? Then you're not concentrating on the japa. So you've seen how Namanishta Prabhu does, he just closes eyes, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. He's concentrating. So try to close the eyes and sit. Might be it's difficult initially, maybe half a round, 1 round you can do closing your eyes. It's okay, let the video be on, doesn't matter. You know, you are encouraging others. Why we do this is so that we're not showing off how great chanter I am. No. We are doing it to encourage neophytes. That's our real goal. To encourage new people to come to Krishna consciousness, to take up chanting. So they will also be, they also like to chant and they also get motivation to chant. Okay, that's why we do. Okay, other Matajis, I know you have some cooking service and this at home, fine. But at least try to come early morning, like half an hour, maybe 5 to 5:30. If you can come and go, that would be nice. Evam buddhe param buddhva samstapyatam atmanaha jadi shastru mahabaho kama rupa durasadam. Thus knowing oneself to be transcendental to the material sense, mind and intelligence. O mighty Amtarjuna, one should steady the mind by deliberate spiritual intelligence, Krishna consciousness, and thus by spiritual strength conquer this insatiable enemy known as lust. So how do we develop spiritual intelligence? What is the best way? Spiritual intelligence.
Reading Shastras.
Reading Shastras. What is it called as? The self-study of Shastras are called as?
Swadhyay.
Very good. Yes, Swadhyay.
Shravanam also, Mataji. Hearing also.
Hearing also should be done. Yes, hearing is the basics. That's the beginning. Unless you hear the glories of Bhagavatam, how do you read Bhagavad? So first you hear from the spiritual master, from your Shiksha Gurus, Diksha Guru, you hear. And once you hear, then Vasudeva Katha Ruchi, you get it, Srimata, Sukata, Krishna, when you start getting the taste, then you start reading. So Swadhyay should be done. It is said, Nitya Krishna, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Kavanai, Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karaya Udhai, Nitya Siddha Krishna Bhakti Sadhya Kavanai. It's not easy to get Krishna Bhakti just like that. Shravanadi Shuddha Chitta Karaya. We have to hear Shravanadi, Shuddha Chitta, your mind or your heart should be purified by hearing, and then you will get bhakti. So you have to hear first and then reading should be done. Okay, Swadhyay. One may not give up the work, prescribed duty all of a sudden, but gradually develop Krishna consciousness, and one can be situated in transcendental position without being influenced by the material senses and the mind. By steady intelligence directed towards one's pure identity, this is the sum total of this chapter. So what is the real goal of this chapter is that our aim should be directed towards Krishna, mind and senses. Engaging our mind and senses in Krishna service is the most difficult thing. Senses can be involved. Like you'll be chanting with your tongue, you're listening to the ears and seeing the deity of Krishna, tasting Krishna Prasad. Your senses are involved, but your mind getting involved to Krishna, that's a little difficult because mind goes here and there. Right? But then as the senses are involved, definitely the mind also will get involved. See, now your concentration level is increased. Now you know when you start increasing the quality of japa, and when you concentrate on the nama, then slowly it will come. The level of concentration will come. Then your eye will be purified. So did I share the story? I think some of you would have already heard the story. Anyone knows, you can just share the story of a king giving charity to a brahmana. No? Okay, now you should say, this is just a tricky question, just a story, okay? Now you should say whom the karma will go. There was a king, he was giving charity. A nice king, very pious, never did any sin and all. So he was giving milk as charity that day. So many brahmanas came with pots and king was just pouring milk. So he gave to many brahmanas, and the last brahmana he gave with a pot, and the king was just giving the milk. Suddenly what happened, a vulture was going, flying from above, and the vulture had a snake in its beak as its food. The vulture caught the snake, and the snake was about to die. It was a poisonous snake. The vulture was flying. So what happened? Because the snake was on the verge of death, a drop of poison fell from the snake's mouth into the pot of the Brahmana. The Brahmana didn't know, king didn't know, and the vulture did. Vulture was taking its Mahaprasade Govinde, it is having its food, and the snake accidentally dropped the poison because he was about to die, and the Brahmana did. Now, whom does the karma belong to? That's the first part of the question. Now it's interval now. This is second half for the story. But at least now you say whom the karma belongs to.
All, everyone is.
Brahman Mataji.
Brahmana Mataji. Brahmana.
King. Lady who told the stories to other people.
King. Okay, then king. Lady Mataji. Brahmana.
Brahmana Mataji.
Brahmana.
Yes. Brahmana Mataji.
Why? What did he do?
Because he died because of his past karma.
Okay.
Karma actually was a Brahmana, and the rest of the people were just a
Nimitta.
Lady Mataji.
Instrumental.
I didn't speak anything about the lady, no?
No, not yet.
I didn't say anything about the lady.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's the second half of it. So second half is that there was a lady who actually, she was sitting and selling some fruits. So some people came and asked, where is the kingdom? We need to go to the palace. So the lady asked, oh, the palace where whom the king killed the Brahmana, gave poison and killed the Brahmana, that kingdom is there, or the palace is there. So she showed the way. So before that, Chitragupta was worried whom to give the karma. King, he did charity. He didn't even know that there is poison in it. Brahmana just accepted the charity and he just ran it. The snake, definitely animals don't have karma. The snake or the vulture doesn't have karma. So they are excluded from this. Animals don't have karma, right? Why? They suffer the karma,
don't have intelligence.
They don't have
they don't have the intelligence to differentiate what is right and wrong. Yes. So if a lion eats a deer or a tiger eats a deer, that means what? You can't say it's karma. Like Garuda is in the form of the bird. And what does Garuda feed on? Garuda feeds on what?
Snakes.
Fish. Yeah, so that means Garuda is a pure devotee of Krishna, the carrier of Lord Narayan. So is Garuda sinful? No. Karma binds the animals. Jiva Jivasya Jivanam. The living entities have to depend on other living entities. So in that way, in an animal form, yes, you are in the animal form because you did some past karma. And a human being the soul in the human being life falls to an animal form because of some bad karma. But once that is over, then you again get a human form, or based on your karma, you go to hell, planet, whatever it is. So animals doesn't have karma. But the lady who actually gossiped or got karma, that means gossip also have karma. Right? Prajalpa. It's called Prajalpa. The 6 things which destroy Bhakti. What are they? Those who finished level 3.
Yes. Mansavacha.
Atyahara prayasascha prajalpa niyamagraha.
Then?
Janasangascha
laudhyascha. Very nice. Atyahara, right? Overeating or over collecting. Atyahara prayascha, over endeavoring. Atyahara prayascha, prajalpa, gossiping, prajalpa, unnecessary talks, grama katha. Then prajalpa, niyama agraha. 2 words are there. Niyama agraha agraha. Too much attached to rules and not bothering the rules. 2 things. And janasanga. Janasanga means associating with non-devotees, laulyam. So much greed for material things will destroy your bhakti. Shadbir bhakti vinashiri. These are 6 things which destroy your bhakti. So prajalpa is also in that. When you're associating with devotees, you talk about Krishna. But when you associating with non-devotees, what do we talk? Oh, the cricket match and all that. That's fine. But then when you speak about movie and politics and so many other things, there is gossip. So karma comes for gossip also. We don't know, no? So see how much complicated life is. So that's why pure devotees, they speak only about Krishna. When you speak about Krishna, what happens? All your karma gets burned. But when you speak about others, what happens? Karma gets added. And then again, we have to take rebirths to enjoy or suffer the karma. So law of karma is like very, very, very strange, and we really can't understand sometimes why it's happening. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, everyone. So we end chapter 3 today.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. So all of you have submitted your assignments.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Yes, submitted, Mataji.
Yeah. So then I have to evaluate it and then let you know. And after 4th chapter, we'll have one more this thing. What do you say? One more assignment. No, it's open book.
Open book.
Open book, and closed book will be after 6 chapters. And did you all start studying the sloka? Started now?
Yes, Mataji, we have started.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah.
It's difficult sometimes, but right.
One trick to study the sloka is what my senior told me is you're chanting 16 rounds every day. Like when you're chanting, there should be a sloka notebook in front of you, right? A small sloka notebook where you write the sloka number, might be the verse number, and you have it with you. Only slokas are written. And then after every round, that Mataji used to chant the sloka, whichever sloka she's supposed to study. After every round, she chant the sloka, so that you are not distracted and you are focused also. And just once she read the sloka. Then after every round, she reads the sloka. That means 16 times daily she chant the sloka, and then you get it. Then you get it. It's very easy to learn. And also in Brahma Muhurta, your brain is so sharp there. And then start reading. That is one thing. Second idea is keep hearing the sloka. Some devotees, they keep the caller tune or ringtone as sloka. No, that's all heights. You don't have to do all that. But then hear the sloka every day. By hearing also you learn. How do we learn all these movie songs and Bollywood and Hollywood songs? Just by hearing. 2-3 times you hear the song and then you get the tune and then the words. Some people know the whole lyrics. How is that possible? So first of all, you should have taste and start splitting the words and learn. So when you come for sloka recitation, I'll be just asking you any sloka, means you can recite. Normally I should select, but I'm not making it very strict. You can only select, and you just have to tell the sloka. Pronunciation should be good. Okay, you may not learn Sanskrit for that, but then pronunciation should be at least a little bit okay. If you can't pronounce some words, see the word-to-word translation, which Prabhupada have given. No author have given like that. No books you'll see word-to-word translations. Prabhupada sat and did all this for us. So when you can read Devanagari, good, or else if you see word-to-word translation, it's very easy to split, how to split the words and how to chant. Okay, since Tuesday, there's a small girl who comes. She's actually not eligible to do a Bhakti Shastri course, but it's just exception given. Really intelligent kids like Manat and
Manasvi Sharma.
Yeah, Manasvi, she's very good. And because we can't give her a Bhakti Shastri certificate, she has to wait till 18 to get the certificate, but she's very intelligent, definitely pure devotee from previous life, somehow fall down or something. But she's continuing from where she stopped. So after the class, what happens? She teaches sloka for all the Prabhus and Matajis for 5 minutes. She makes them repeat the sloka. So it would be nice in Bhakti Vriksha, you can repeat the sloka and learn.
She attended a training session on how to chant shlokas.
Yeah, and she did 18 days course, level 2, level 3, so many years. I mean, I think 1 or 2 years she's with us now. Manat also very nice. And that Hate, Hate Prabhu. There's a boy called Hate. These are all Vaikunta kids, Prabhupada says. Vaikunta children. Okay.
What is the role of that lady in the story? Please just.
She's the one who gossiped. No, actually the king was not having any karma. I mean, means he was not sinful. He did charity. He didn't even know that the poison was there. But she told the others who came to see the king. She said, "Oh, you want to go to the kingdom where the king gave poison to the Brahmana?" Oh. She said which the king didn't do. Yeah. So if you gossip about something which somebody have not done, then 100% of the karma comes to you. Like imagine your neighbor is innocent, but you told the neighbor steal something or something is done, theft done by the neighbor. Actually, the neighbor didn't do. So when you say, you just gossiped about it, and no, just like that you said, the 100% karma will come to you. Got it?
That means the death of killing of Brahmana was due to lady?
No, she got that karma just because she gossiped about him.
Okay. Thanks.
She shared the karma. Okay, so it is said that if somebody have not done something and you speak about it, you get 100% of karma. And if somebody have done something and you do 50%, you speak, you get 50% of karma. What about husband and wife? They share karma now? Does anyone know? It's very funny. If you know, wives will be happy here, husbands won't be happy here.
The husband does devotional service, 50% of it goes to the wife.
Very nice. Yes. Whatever devotional service husband does, 50% of it goes to your wife. She will be sleeping on the bed during Brahma Muhurta. She won't be chanting, but you get up and you chant, and the 50% goes to her. Right. Then, what about Punya? See, many Matajis are smiling in Prabhu.
Husbands are not doing devotional service, Mataji here.
Then that's just opposite. I mean,
but why like that, Mataji? Why like that?
I don't know why, but this is what I heard. I don't know why.
And whatever the Mataji, whatever the wife
how
does,
about vice versa,
Mataji?
How
What
about
the wife?
Whatever punya the husband does, 50% punya goes to the wife.
And
whatever sin the wife does, 50% sin goes to the husband.
And whatever the wife does, Mataji.
Not take advantage of this, Mataji, who have hated on their
advantages, yes. Like, see, those days it is said that only boys can go to Gurukul. Matajis were not allowed in Gurukul to stay with the Guru and learn. So it's actually the boys, it is said that, like, for example, of Jayadev Goswami, Jayadev Goswami in Padmavati, what happened? Jayadev Goswami was so close to Jagannath that Jayadev Goswami started writing the Gita Govinda and everything. But Jayadev Goswami's wife, Padmavati, got darshan of Krishna. But Jayadev Goswami didn't get darshan. And then when Jayadev Goswami asked Krishna, why didn't you give darshan to me? You gave darshan to my wife. So 50% of his devotional service was going to her. And indirectly, she was serving a Vaishnava. She was doing serving a Vaishnava. So because of that, she got the blessings more. So it is said that those days, it's actually the husbands who train the wife. And if the husband goes in the devotional service in the right track, he takes the wife also along with him. But then eternally, we're not husband-wife. In material world, yes. But I don't know why the other way around, why it is happening. But I don't know. I just heard from a Vaishnava. If someone knows, then you can share. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu.
Mataji, what happens when husband does devotional service and wife is no more?
Wife is?
No more.
No more. Yeah, then whatever whatever her journey is, that soul's journey is, definitely when you're chanting, whatever happens is, whatever liberation, like if that soul is supposed to get liberation, and if any obstacles is there in that soul's path, that will be taken away because you're chanting for that soul. That will be taken away. And that soul, if it didn't get liberated, then there's a chance that that soul might come as a devotee in next Janma, can get devotional service because you're chanting. That's what, if one person chant in the family, so many generations will get a chance to become devotees next life. That's what Dhruv Maharaj got, not Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, right? 21 generations. I think front of 7 plus 14, something like that. They got liberated. Liberated in the sense, not you chant and they get moksha. No, they get the chance to become devotees and their path of liberation opens because you are chanting. That's the power of holy name.
Is it this is just a personal example I would like to quote here. My devotion is started because my wife was very staunch devotee. She will do 68 rounds, sometimes more than 100 rounds whole day. She was doing.
Oh.
And now she's no more. I got, in fact, inspiration from her only. She did level 2. In December last year, I was in level 3 would have completed in January, February 22, but she passed away in December 21. And thereafter, I have devoted what she used to do to myself to that.
Nice, Prabhu. Very nice. She's a great devotee, and definitely Krishna, it's said that Krishna fastens your process of liberation when he have special mercy on some soul. So I was just reading Bhagavatam and there Prabhupada quotes, Krishna is more anxious to take you back to Godhead than you can ever think of. I mean, we want to go back, but Krishna is more anxious, and Krishna wants you to come back very soon. Krishna is not having patience to wait. And when he sees some sincere soul, he takes them because he wants them to be there with him. So we pray for that soul, and definitely we all pray that the path of liberation is open. Definitely Krishna have blessed, because she's chanting so many rounds. She was chanting, and you also are chanting. So definitely nice Vaishnavi. So can we all chant 3 times for her soul? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare.
Yes, Supriya Mataji, last question. It's 8:30.
Yes, Mataji. Just a quick question. Any percentage goes to the children?
Yeah, so definitely it is. See what Suniti did Dhruv Maharaj. How did Dhruv Maharaj get Krishna darshan of the Lord in 6 months? Actually, Suniti is the one who started it. Suniti was Krishna. Prabhupada writes in the purport, Suniti was a nice Krishna conscious mother. She was a devotee. That's why she directed her son to that particular thing. And Prahlad, how did Prahlad become a nice devotee? Kayadu was pregnant that time with Prahlad, and she was in Narad Muni's ashram, and she heard, and through her the consciousness of the child developed. So definitely whatever the parents do, the devotional service for the children, if the children are not chanting and all, you take their name and you chant 1 round for the family, for your kids, it will become Ajnada Sukriti for them. And it's your responsibility to train them in spiritual life, right? Jananina Sasya, Pidana Sasya, Namo Jayade Samabheda Mrityu. Shivadev says, you don't become a father or mother if you're not able to stop the process of repeated birth and death of your children. So you should see that your child doesn't go to any other mother's womb. Since don't take the rebirth. So we give them nice Krishna Prasad and make them interested in Krishna consciousness. Definitely it comes. Whatever devotee does, it's for the good for the whole family. Ms. Charu Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, sorry, just on same line. I mean, if we do devotional service, how will siblings will also get benefited, Mataji?
So that's what the whole family gets it. That's why Prahlad Maharaj was a pure devotee. The whole family gets it. So if one person becomes a pure devotee, that's for pure devotees, Shuddhana. We are not into that stage, but at least Krishna will definitely give them an opportunity to become devotees. You give some Ajnana Sukritis to them, like siblings or parents, whoever comes your home, relatives, make them feed Krishna Prasad. Don't say it's Krishna Prasad. Take off the tulsi from there and mix with their food and distribute Krishna Prasad to them. Take them to temple once in a while, a Sunday feast. You get Ajnana Sukriti.
No, yes, Mataji. My sibling is no more, so.
Okay.
Because of
definitely
that only
you pray for the soul. You can pray for that soul, and it's Krishna who decides everything, Mataji. But then we try our best and we pray. That's why when somebody passes away, we tell everyone to chant for that particular soul. Because the more you chant for that particular soul, a lot of karma gets washed away in that path, in their path. Journey back home, back to Godhead. And because you chanted for that particular soul, definitely next Janma would be glorious. Chuchinam Srinadam Gehe. Some benefit they'll definitely get. They will definitely get. Otherwise, why is these children born in Vaishnava families are all great Vaishnavas now? They are continuing from where they stopped. Okay, Hare Krishna everyone. We can stop here. Sridevi Mataji, what is it?
Small question, Mataji. Should Mataji wear Dvadasha Tilak or one on forehead?
Huh?
Dvadasha Tilak. Should Mataji wear?
Yeah, the 12 places. Huh?
Should on forehead, on head also should we wear one
we
that
have head, na?
Huh.
Yeah, so actually Tilak is in Keshavaya Nama and Narayana Nama, Govindaya Nama, Madhavaya Nama. So when you keep keeping all the 12 places, whatever is left on the hand, the remnants, we just do it like this, Vasudeva Nama, just put it on your head. That's it. Actually it's 12 places, but then you don't throw the chandan, what's remaining in your hand. So you just do it like this.
Okay.
That's how 30 places where the tilak is worn.
Okay, Mataji.
Okay. Hare Krishna everyone. Thank you for joining. Hare Krishna. Thank you.